What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be taking care of something that has been recently bothering the daylights out of me. I didn't even realize this was a problem or this bothered me so much or there was a solution for this until I saw a random Facebook post in one of the Genesis Coupe groups, and I was like, holy crap, that is the biggest pain in the butt in the world. And then my battery died last week and it has just been bothering me, and I finally was like, you know what, I need that, I have to get it. And if you have a Genesis Coupe with a carbon hood like I do, you're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about, so let's just dive right into this video. Alrighty guys, so before we dive into today's video, I just want to take a quick note. If you hear the heater noise in the background, please just ignore it for today's video. It is freezing outside, it is freezing in here. I have a sweatshirt on in the garage, that's how cold it is. But now that that's out of the way, let's dive into today's topic. Jumping right into today's topic, as you can see in front of us, we have an OEM hood strut, and if you have a carbon hood like I mentioned before, you know that these no longer work on our cars because there's only one of them and there's way too much pressure in this thing, so that when you close the hood, the one hood strut flexes and bends and twists and tweaks the carbon hood. Then when it's closed, it wants to push it back up. It's just a bad idea. There's only one, so the pressure isn't even. You just know that these do not work on your carbon hoods, and the carbon hoods are way too light compared to the OEM hoods, and these things are way too strong. Now, if you're like me, what you have done is you have left this little ball nut thing, I don't know exactly what these are called, but this like ball nut thing that the hood strut attached to, you left this on your strut tower and on the bottom of your carbon hood, and then that way when you open the hood, you just take the hood strut without the little clips here. That way you can just use this to prop the hood up, and then you take it out when you're going to close the hood. That's what I've been doing for like 6 years, and it has just been whatever, something I dealt with. But like I said, when my battery died in the Genesis last week, it has just been a pain in the butt to pop the hood, and then I open the hood, and then I forget, oh, I didn't get the hood strut off the counter, so now I gotta run, close the hood, run over here, grab the hood strut, go back over there, open the hood, hold it up, jiggle that thing, put that on the little two balls, and this blah, 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 blah. What a pain in the butt. I can't stand having to do that, and I've always been like, hey, there has to be a solution for carbon hoods, and then I like go to look it up. There's way too many different types of hood struts out there in the world, and I just don't care anymore and forget about it. Until I saw a random Facebook post in one of the Genesis Coupe groups, one of the only Genesis Coupe groups that I am not banned from, and it was a post by a guy named Ruckus Customs right there, and he makes dual hood struts for the Genesis Coupes, and this is going to be the biggest life-saving thing in the world. You have his two ball mounts right there, and like I said, there are two of them here, not just one. Nice even pressure. I'm going to dive into this and take a closer look right now. Alrighty guys, so I set you guys down. I have two hands to play with here, so we're going to take a closer look at everything that I just mentioned earlier. So this is that OEM like ball nut thing. Don't know what it's called, but like I mentioned, this is an OEM hood strut, and this is where the clips usually are. There's a little retaining clip on it. I took that off, so that way you can just slide this on and off the ball, no problem. There's one of these on your strut tower, and there's one of these on the underside of the hoods. That way, when I open the hood, there's no clips, so these just slide right on, and then when I go to close the hood, I just pop right off, close the hood, problem solved. Now, the only problem is, when this isn't with me, I no longer have anything to hold up the hood, which is a huge pain in the ass, especially when your battery dies and you need to take the battery out and you have to go run around trying to find your hood strut. But anyway, so to dive into this kit, it is by a company called Ruckus Customs right there. Like I mentioned, I paid $138 shipped for it. Is that inexpensive or inexpensive for a kit like this? I'm not 100% sure. Hood struts themselves are pretty cheap, but where he has the correct length, the correct angles, the correct pressures, he gives you the little mounts and everything for it. It was well worth it to me. No guesswork on my end. Everything is just bolt in and ready to go. As far as if they still make these kits, I'm not 100% sure. Like I said, this was a Facebook post in a group that I'm a part of. It was from like a year or two ago. I saved it on Facebook, and when my battery died last week, like I said, I was running around trying to find the hood strut, and it was just annoying and aggravating me. And I went back to my save post, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna message this guy, see if he still makes them. He said he might have one laying around. He found it. I bought it. So if he still makes them, great, check them out. If they don't make them, message him. Maybe he'll make them again. But the kit itself, it has a little mini strut. One goes on each side. These actually bolt up to where the hood hinges are. The one end is angled up like that, and then the other one is, well, it's supposed to be twisted, but I've been playing with it like that. So that way you take this little ball nut thing, mounts down into one of the bolts on the fender. Then you take this one, it mounts up to the bolt on the hood hinge, and then you simply just take this, slide it in here, and there it goes. Problem solved. You now have a dual hood strut for your carbon hood on your Genesis Coupe. So now that we just walked through all of that, I'm going to dive underneath the hood on the car, and we're going to get this thing installed. Hopefully these things aren't too strong. They are really strong. Hopefully they work out. I assume they work out considering he's been selling these kits. So yeah, let's dive into it. Alrighty, so now that we're underneath the hood over here, we're going to just walk through the OEM hood strut really quick and where that kit is going to be mounting up in here. So first things first, this is the like ball nut thing, the one that goes on the other side of the hood, and then this is the one that goes on the strut tower, OEM hood strut. This is how this is set up. So now these don't have retaining clips in them, so I'm not going to like close the hood all the way, but as you can see, when you push down on the hood, you need to tug on it really hard, and it only pulls down this one side because there's only one hood strut. Obviously there's nothing on this side, and then when you do that, it tweaks the hood. And then even having the hood propped up like this, it only has one thing holding it up, so the carbon hood is being flexed and pushed and tweaked and everything. It's just not a good idea. You don't want to ruin these things at all. And then when it's closed, there's always that one pinpoint pressure from that one hood strut that wants to pull the whole thing up, and then it doesn't line up with the headlight and the fenders and the bumper and stuff like that. That's why I took the clips out, so that way I can just, let me see if I can do this. Just, no, I'm not even gonna try that, but you just have that on there. You can just pop it on and off, and that's how you do it. That's how I've dealt with it. But it's a huge pain in the ass. It doesn't hold the hood up properly, especially when you're trying to get the battery, and this side is now kind of sagging because the hood prop is only on this side. So the dual hood strut kit, it bolts into this bolt right here, so the second one from the windshield area, and then the top bolt on the hood hinge, and it's basically that simple. So with all that being said, let's dive into getting this kit installed. Alright, so just for the sake of getting a before and after shot of how much simpler this is about to be, I'm going to show you, like, when you don't have the clips on the hood prop, how you can just use this if you don't want to spend $140 on a hood strut kit thing that I did. But you just kind of push the hood up a little bit, unclip this, and then it falls right off, and then close the hood. And when you want to open it, hold it up, take the hood strut, put the ball in right on the hood strut tower, and then right there, voila, it's done. Looks simple, total pain in the ass though. Alrighty, so first step in this process is we need to loosen up this nut right here, or a bolt technically, but it's a 10 millimeter, so crack it open. Take it out, nice and simple. Now, take this ball nut thing. I should probably find out what these are actually called before I keep talking about them in this video, but it's a ball nut thing. Put the washer on there, put it in the hole, hand start this. Do not just go nuts with this if you use an electric ratchet thing. But yeah, hand start it. Now, switch the socket. This is a 12 millimeter socket for the little ball nut thing. And then simply alrighty, so talk about a wild turn of events. As you can see, we just broke the little ball nut thing. Apparently my 30 foot-pound Husky ratchet thing is too strong for this. But yeah, that broke. So use a rail ratchet, not an electric ratchet, apparently. I don't know. But yeah, we're gonna have to go get a bolt extractor because I don't think I have one at the garage. And then we're gonna have to go see if we can buy these at an auto parts store. Stay tuned, kids, stay tuned. Alrighty guys, so it is like literally a full week later after that last clip you saw where the bolt broke. So that was filmed on Wednesday and it's now the following Tuesday. So nowhere sells those things. They're called ball studs, like that's literally what they're called, is ball studs. But nobody sells those. Had to order them off of Amazon. I figured that'd be the fastest way to get them. But even then, it took until Friday night to come in, and then Friday night, Saturday, and into Sunday morning, we got like a massive blizzard out, so I just haven't even been able to get to the garage until today. But yeah, finally, they're here. I did get new ones that are zinc coated now, as you can, if you can see that right there, versus these that broke. So these are aluminum, so we got zinc coated steel ones, so technically they should be like stronger. But yeah, as you can see, the only downfall is they are silver, not black. I like the black, but whatever, beggars can't be choosers. They're like $7 for the pair off of Amazon, so dirt cheap. And like I said, they're not aluminum, so they probably won't break again. But yeah, it has been taking way too long to get this kit installed on the car, so I'm just gonna jump right back into it, and we're gonna get this thing back on the car, and yeah, get this thing moving again. Alrighty, so I realize I should probably point a few information and things about this, but for these ball studs, for this specific application, this is a 10mm ball, and the thread pitch is a M6 right there. So to find this actual part, all I did was searched M6 10mm ball stud on Amazon, and then I obviously picked up the zinc coated ones. Like I said, these were, I think they were exactly $7.99 or something like that for the pair, with like 2-day Amazon Prime shipping. So wasn't that big of a deal at all. The guy who makes these actually did offer to send me 2 new aluminum ones, but basically I told him, I was like, don't worry about it, they're cheap enough. I'm just going to buy what I think are quote unquote better ones, and for the simple fact of, if I broke them, like kind of trying to be careful, the chances are if somebody else breaking them is just as great. Like for example here, if the car was ever at, like, say, the vinyl wrap shop, for whatever reason they decided they wanted to take the fenders off. I don't know why you would take the fenders off the vinyl wrap a car, but I'm just using this as an example. If I broke that aluminum bolt, the chances are the next person who comes behind me is also going to break that aluminum bolt. I know zinc coated steel isn't going to break. It's just simple as that. The factory hardware is like basically zinc coated steel, that's just black. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah. Yeah, so that's why I just went out and bought them. The guy did offer to send them out to me, but like I said, just got some zinc coated steel ones, or I think these are zinc coated steels. I keep saying that, I'm pretty sure they're zinc coated. They look zinc coated at least, whatever. Anyway, long story short, M6 10mm ball stud, that's what these things are. And yeah, I think that's enough for that. Let's just jump right back into getting these things on the car. Alrighty, so attempt number 2 here. Let's go. And tighten that. I am going to use his same washer that he supplied with us just because it's black and I don't know, I guess it looks better. But yeah, here we go. Make sure we don't break it this time. Alright, and there we go. Just that simple and they don't break. Alright, so second part about this kit to install this is you got to take out this top bolt on the hood hinge itself, so that way you can put one of these brackets right here. And if you can see, I don't know if you can see that, but these are labeled left and right. So this is the driver's side, aka the left side. So that's why we got the left side right here. This is the left side, right? Yep, left side. Let me see. I don't know if you can see that L on there, but it does have one. So we're gonna take off this bolt right here so we can slide this in between the bolt and the hood hinge. Now the only problem with this is, you guys won't be able to see this, but these VIS hoods fit so bad that you have to shim them up so that they line up with the fender and the cowl and all this stuff. So I'm gonna pray. I'm gonna really pray here that since I have this bottom bolt nice and tight, that this doesn't mess up the shim pack that's between the hinge and the hood right here by just taking off this one bolt. So fingers crossed this doesn't mess up my hood alignment. But yeah, let's get into this. All right, and just for anybody wondering, this is a 13mm nut. crack that loose. Take that off. Looks like it didn't move. Slide that on there. All right, and then you're supposed to pull this tight to that right there. Listen forward. And then just tighten it down. All right. Alrighty, so now the third and final step is to install the actual hood strut itself. So you just take this end and then take the ball and you line that up and then snap right on. And you take this end, line it up right there and give it a good push. Give it a little jiggle, make sure it's in all the way. Nope, see? And then, yeah, all right, I think that's in now. But yep, just like that. That's simple. It does look really close to the fender, but I don't know. We'll see if that clears, but yeah, that's that. All right, so now we're in front of the car, and as you can see, no OEM hood strut here. I couldn't take it off one-handed while holding the camera, that's why you didn't see that. But as you can see, no OEM hood strut, just the two aftermarket ones right there and right there. And it's holding up the hood just like it's supposed to. But let's see, make sure this stuff clears. It latches properly, so I'm just gonna let this down. Nice and gentle. All right, initial latch. And then I'm just gonna come over here, push this corner in. Everything looks good. Doesn't look like it's messing anything up. I'm gonna come over on this side. I'm being super careful with this because the last thing I wanna do is crack this carbon hood. But yeah, all right, that's good. Let's test out. All right, latched. A little weird, but it latched. And then everything looks like it's lined up like it's supposed to. Didn't affect the shim packs, everything's the right height. Yeah, all right. So far, so good. Now, I guess I'll sit you guys down on a tripod, go in the car, unlatch the hood, and we'll see how it looks going up. Alrighty, so I just realized something. I said I was gonna sit you down on a tripod over there, then pop the hood and then pick it up and do all that. But I just realized that I don't need to sit you guys down because if the kit works, I shouldn't have to use two hands to pop the hood and lift it up and put the OEM hood strut in there. So yeah, without any further ado, we're just gonna try and do this one-handed. Come over here. Let's see, where's the hood latch? Pops perfectly fine. Kind of aggressive, but whatever. And then come over here. And then if this works, I should just be able to go right here, pick it up, nice and easy. There it goes, one-handed dual hood strut kit. Wow, that is so much easier than fiddling around with the OEM hood strut here, trying to hold it up, put this thing over there, puts it on the hood. But yeah, so much easier. I mean, I just did it with one hand. I couldn't do that before. And then we're gonna try this latching again. Let's see. Okay, yeah, latched perfectly fine. I don't know why it latched kind of odd on that last one, but yeah, dual hood strut kit. I like this. This is easy. I like this. This is probably one of the like simplest, little like coolest things I've ever done on this car, because this is just pure function. You know what I mean? This is like, it doesn't change the look of the car, like anything about the car whatsoever. But the fact that I can now pop the hood and leave it up anytime and not have to deal with the hood strut over there, just this is great. Super cool. Super pumped. If that bolt didn't break, this would have been just a like 40-minute thing in and out. But yeah, so far so good. I guess we'll end it there. If you have a carbon hood on one of your Genesis Coupes, definitely checking out one of these hood strut kits. Well worth it. Peace out. I'll catch you on the next one.